Hey everybody, it's Lindy Tate from Tater Buggin'. I just want to work on this little Santa project that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I thought I'd video it. So in case, all I've got here is just a big wooden star. I think I found it at Hobby Lobby, and my pencil, and I'm just gonna start sketching out a little Santa Claus star that'll make just a cute little decor piece. There's just a curved line here, and let's do a curved line here, just like that. Let's see, now we want his face, maybe two kind of little parentheses. How close in? Maybe right about here and right about here. Just some parentheses. All right, let's do a mustache. How do I want to do his mustache? Maybe like that. Little nose. Right there. It's like an open U. Okay. Make his mustache any shape you want it to be. He'll have some little eyes right in here. And we're gonna have some fluffy eyebrows right in here. Okay? Now it's time to get out the paints. Let's see if we can bring him to life. I think I'm going to start with a little of this Barn Red by Ceramcoat, just for the top of his hat. I'm going with a more rustic look. And let's just add that to the top. It's not going to be that in-your-face Christmas red, but feel free to use any color you want. If I were going to use this in my home, I might even make the tip of his hat a teal color, since that's one of the colors I'm using. Or it could even go that dark green that I'm using in my living room this year. So that's just that simple. All right, like that. All right. We're gonna let that dry. Now I'm gonna move on to his, we're just gonna start at the top and move our way down. Okay, now this may seem a little odd, but I'm just gonna go in first with some black for the brim of his hat, which hopefully will make sense if I do it right. We'll see if I can pull this off. I think while we're up here, we're gonna do just a little black with what's left on our brush right around the edge of his hat here. If you do this and you end up not liking it, or you make it a little darker than you want it to be, let it dry and then paint back over it. That's all you have to do. Okay, there's that part of his hat. We need to let that dry. Let's put Santa's face on. I'm going to use warm bisque. Let's give it a try. You can use any skin tone you want to. Light, dark, that's your personal preference. but it'll still be this same shape. I'm just using a small filbert brush right now. Okay, when that dries, we can add his features in and do some detail work. While it's wet though, I want to take a little of my Anita's coffee. This is the color I like to shade my skin tones with. I'm just gonna get a little tiny bit on the tip of my paintbrush and shade right under the brim of his hat. Just like that, okay? For this next part, I think I'm going to do a little combination. I pulled my Americana buttermilk. Am I doing that right? Yeah, there we go. Get a little bit of the buttermilk out on my palette. And then I pulled this Craft Smart Ivory. And I'm gonna mix a little bit of this into the buttermilk. Now white, pure white, or antique white, whatever will work just fine here. This is just something I want to try. So I've got both of these here on my palette, just kind of mixing those together. Again, kind of going for an antique-y primitive look. So that's the color I've come up with. Now we're just gonna start adding it for his hair and beard and mustache. Again, you know how, if you've taken any of my classes, you know how I like to lay one of these filbert brushes down on its side and just wiggle the brush. And sometimes it will give it just a little texture. So it's gonna look a little bit more mustachy. Right in this part. Give him a fluffy mustache. Go right up in here. We can clean up any lines like these that we've kind of gotten a little crazy on after it dries. No problem. See, I'm not being fussy with it. You don't have to worry. Remember, it's just paint. Everything can be fixed. There's my dog. Hey, buddy. Come say hello. Kinda need this hand though, bud. Right. I may end up making his mustache a lot bigger. I haven't decided yet. In fact, I think I might. Let's play with that a little bit. I'm gonna come on down here a little bit more. And we're gonna really make it pop with the detail painting. So it doesn't really matter. I'm doing this to keep, you know, kind of give myself a visual and decide if this is what I want to do or not. Yeah, I like the bigger mustache. There we go. All right, we're gonna let that, you know what? We're not gonna let that dry. I'm gonna leave this paint on my brush. I'm gonna get a little bit more of this coffee out. And I think I'm gonna go right in with some shading. You know what, I think I will get my smaller paintbrush. Okay, use the coffee while this is still wet. Buddy, I'm trying to work here. And let's shade. I've got a big old German Shepherd. There we go. Okay. He's ready to, he's bored. That's all. He's just bored. I'm going to dip into my mixture of the ivory and buttermilk again. We're just going to soften that up a little bit right there. Not rinsing my brush. Okay, I'm going to go back into the coffee and do the same thing on this side. And then dip back into my lighter shade. Whatever lighter shade you use, you just go back and forth until you like the shading. It's all your preference. Okay. Now, let's define this mustache a little bit. This is where we're going to come in here and do a little shading on this mustache. Because there would be a little shadow underneath there. All right. Soften it out a little bit with our first color. Go back in here. See, I think I want to take it around here a little bit more. You see how it just brings that mustache out? Even though it's the same color as his beard, now we can see the definition. And we'll give it even more definition before we're done, but that's a good start. How's that looking? We add a little bit more down here. Now, let's fix that. I'm gonna take just a little bit of the coffee and I'm just gonna define the edges here. Again, it's just making him look a little antiqued. You want to go in really light here. You don't want a harsh line. And if you find that you got a little crazy with it, just go back in with your original color, whether it's you used white or antique white or whatever you used for his beard. See, like that? Give that a second. Let me come around here. Like that. Now, I'll just tap into that original color and smooth that out a little bit so it's not so harsh. Okay, all right. All I want to do now is, I stood back and looked at it. I just want to change the shape of his face a little bit. So I'm going to get out this warm bisque again that we used. So just get out, if you want to do this, just get out whatever skin tone you used. And now I want to just look at his face and see how exactly I want it to be. I'm going to move this around here, soften that curve just a little bit. Okay, and this one, I want to curve a little bit more. Bring it on around here. If I can, let me turn it. Sometimes it's easier if you turn it to get a better angle. Now let me look at it from up here. Does that look about right? I think so. Now I have to dip back into that coffee just a little bit. That's too much, just a little bit. And let's go back in with our shading. I need a little bit more warm bisque. Okay, his nose. All right, that needs to dry. And then we're gonna go right back up here to this part. All I'm gonna do now is take a makeup sponge and some white paint. I'm gonna dab it over here on my palette first. And then start tapping white paint over that black. Let's see here, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna squish it up a little bit and make it look fluffy, so I don't have those harsh square edges. Sorry, that's my dog. He was thirsty. How does that look? We're gonna define it a little bit more at the end after it's dry, but I think for right now we're good. And if you don't like that it gets into the red, I'm just making it look fluffy to me. If you don't like that it gets into the red, let it dry and paint back over it with your red or whatever color you used for his hat. Okay. Now we're gonna let that part dry. While we have the white out, I think what I want to do is get a little bit more of that white, tap it so it's not so full of white paint, and let's go over the top of his mustache a little bit. I want to see how that looks. Just kind of bring that mustache to the forefront. Just lightening it up so it kind of looks like it's a mustache on top of his beard. Like that. Let's put, I wanna highlight a little bit down here. And a little bit down here. Yeah, just like that, I think. Okay. Okay, now that his face is dry, I'm gonna take a little bit of my cream blush. You can use pink paint, but I just kind of like this little pink blush that I have. Now let's give him some rosy cheeks. This is just an old eyeshadow pad I don't use. I usually use brushes, so I don't use these for my eyeshadow, but save them for this. You can blend with them. You can blush Santas with them. All right, and with this, we're gonna take just a little bit and turn it sideways, and let's give him just a little bit of a rosy nose right there. It's probably cold, right? Just like that. And then you can use your finger too. A little bit more right in here. So cute. All right, Santa. Okay. Let's give him some eyes. Now I've got my little detail brush, my AIEX 00. I'm gonna get some black paint on it. Make sure it's rolled. Roll it into a point, a very fine point. And let's see, we're gonna put his little eyes right here. And right here. And I just work with them until I get the size and shape that I want. I start small and go bigger. Okay. Let's do maybe some little kind of crow's feet. They could be eyelashes. I'm thinking kind of crow's feet on Santa. Okay, wipe this off. And let's get a little white. A dot of white. Eyes. And let's do some eyebrows. How are those looking? good. We'll do some little dots on his rosy cheeks. Do you want one on his nose? I don't think so. Okay. Now, let's take let's take some white and just put a little snow right up here on his hat. Maybe right down in here. All right. Detail work now. Let's do a little detail work. Let's go back into, I'm gonna turn it a little bit. Go back into my black. And let's just do the, little wavy lines to give it definition. I think I'll do this, around his hat. You're just kind of dragging the tip of that brush very lightly along the edges. Give it a little wiggle. Okay, I'm trying to think. I think I want to make this a little more defined since that's the edge of his hat. Let's define his very lightly around his face. And I think I want to give him some definition on his eyebrows. And this is very gently, very barely touching down. Like that. And I've decided I want to maybe make that a little darker to delineate his mouth. Okay, next step. Okay, now that Santa's dry, I'm getting out this most adorable little drill, battery powered drill that, or cordless drill I should say, it's not battery powered, that Mr. Taterbuggin got me. And I'm gonna just drill some holes. Hopefully I won't break Santa. Be really careful. Go slow. That's too slow. Let's see if I can get it right back. Okay. Do I have it going the wrong way, for goodness sakes? No, I don't need the light on. There we go. And we've got that little hole right there. Let's do 3 more. One right here. Let me make sure I get it in the right spot. Okay, there's our 4 little holes. Set that aside so I don't hurt myself. Now, I have some plain little silver wire, some silver bells, and some jute. I may or may not use the jute. Haven't decided yet. And I forgot to get my wire cutters. Be right back. I know I am wowing you with my videography skills. Okay, I cut some pieces of the silver wire. I'm gonna string this through here. Now I'm just gonna wing this. I don't really have a plan as to how I'm gonna do this. And I can cut off any excess that I have. So I think I'm gonna give it one twist here. Just like this. And let's see how to add one of our little silver bells on here. Let's see. You just watch while I just think this through without a plan. Okay, now I'm gonna twist this piece right around here to finish it off. Make sure it goes nowhere. Now the trick is gonna be to do the other 2 this way as well. Okay, let's cut off the excess. Here. And here. And let's see how that's gonna look. Just like that. That's not bad. I like it. Let's see if we can do it again. Okay, right through here. wrestle with this a little bit. But hey, that's what we do when we're creating. We figure it out as we go, am I right? And if we don't like it, we change it. Okay. Twist this a little bit more this way. Should have brought my pliers, but that's okay. Now, there's the second one. I will spare you sitting through the third one. We'll come back when I have that one all finished. Okay, now all we need to do is a little embellishing. So I've got a couple of pieces of this little greenery, faux greenery, that we're going to tack down with some hot glue here. And a little, my cord won't quite reach, so we put a little glue down here. Again, this is professional video you're watching here. A little silver to match the silver bells. Let's put another silver bell right here. And since I've got some other sizes, let's do 2 smaller ones with it. So we've got 3. Here, and maybe one on the other side, just over here. Get our glue webs out of the way. And look at our sweet little Santa we made with the jingle bells. I hope you like him.